Okay, hey you guys. Just turn it around here. Okay. So, welcome everyone to another Pet Feature Live. I'm going to take these off because I had these with a photo shoot I was doing. So, now I can't see you guys' comments at the moment, so let me just click on this. There we go. Okay, so, yeah. Hi everyone, welcome to another Pet Feature Live. So, I'm currently looking at the comments through like another phone, so I'm trying to turn down the volume here. As you guys can see, I have Phoenix with me here. So, try to adjust it a little bit. A lot of this, the beginning of this, is just going to be me trying to figure out how I want to position my live stream, so. Hi everyone, how are you? Yeah, just trying to see myself. Hi, how are you, Traver? Yeah, so today in Pet Feature Live, I'm definitely, it's definitely a little different because I'm currently looking at comments through another phone. But at the same time, I also wanted to try my new stand. I have a new stand for my phone so that I can do Pet Feature Lives really well. So let me know if you guys can hear me all right. I do have a fan, so let me know if that's interrupting anything. So, hi, how are you? But yeah, we have Phoenix here today, as you could see. I think, yeah, I put him apparently in my last one, although I don't remember actually, like, having him in my last stream, which was weird, so I was like, what? I got rats because you did. Oh, that's good. A lot of you guys always tell me that you have pets in the past, specifically because I have educated some of you guys on certain pets, so I always think that's pretty awesome. What breed is Phoenix like? What kind of python? He is a ball python, and his morph is called fireball python. They're really, really beautiful, fantastic snakes. They're great for beginners. A lot of people say that corn snakes are a little bit more suited for beginners, and I do kind of agree because of the feeding problems, but if you minus the feeding problems, it's really not a big deal. But yeah, unfortunately I have this back here. Let's see if I can kind of fix this a little bit. Okay, now that's more out of the way. Can you show us? I have no more rats. I currently do not have any rats. I have told you guys that 1,000 times already, so. But yeah. I'm kind of afraid of snakes, but I want one. There's nothing to be afraid of. A lot of snakes that we have these days that are available in the market are not that bad. My dad also wants one. Aww. Should I be misting for my snake? It really depends on the type of snake, so. But ball pythons don't need a ton of humidity. I would definitely say that keeping it around, like even just 50% of humidity is okay. A lot of people say that they need a lot, and I don't I don't personally think so. So I was thinking about getting a scorpion, and I was wondering if you've ever had one. I've never had a scorpion of my own, but I definitely have held some in the past and taken care of some in some of the pet shops that I worked at. But I don't have any on my own. Have you ever owned ferrets? No ferrets currently. I have taken care of a few ferrets before, but like I haven't personally owned any in my house. But they are very, very advanced. I don't really think that people who are beginners should have them. I think that they're a lot of work, but you know, it also depends on if you know what you're getting into. But I do like ferrets. They do make good pets, but they're definitely not for everyone. Okay. How is your new leaf pet doing? Oh, he's doing really good. So far, it's been doing good. He has been growing a lot. Unfortunately, the leaves I give him are like they go dry really, really quickly. So I'm planning on introducing newer leaves into his diet. I just haven't found the right ones that he's willing to eat yet, but I do want to introduce different leaves into his diet. So, have you ever been bitten by a pet? Yes, I've been bitten by many pets. Hello, how are you, Curtis? I'm gonna kind of put this up a little bit, just like that. Let's hope that that's a better position. Do rats bite a lot? I wouldn't say a lot, but they can bite. The bite of a rat is extremely painful and it can do a lot of damage. So if you haven't owned rats before, please keep in mind that they're definitely, even though they are really great pets, they do make great pets, they are definitely not easy. I didn't mean easy. They're definitely not non-harmful, because if they bite you, the bite can be extremely excruciating. One of your rats, Charlie, looks like my rat. Yeah, Charlie, he was really great. Sick, and how are you? Oh, I haven't been sick in the longest time. I don't really get sick that often, but when I do, it's usually really bad. It's usually not some like regular sickness. Nothing, it's never anything super small. Every time I get sick, it is so annoying. And it's just this big thing where like I can't even go into work. It's the most annoying thing ever. I have been responsible with my rat from your rules. Oh. Is it good to use sand for ball python? I don't really recommend using sand for any type of animal. Many animals just get hurt from sand overall, so I personally never recommend it. And you know, it's not just bearded dragons and leopard geckos. Oops, sorry, you guys. It's not just bearded dragons and leopard geckos. It's many, many, many other types of animals. I just would say, unless you're researching a certain type of animal and they require sand, very few reptiles ever actually need it, so I wouldn't worry about it. But if you ever research a pet and they require sand for whatever reason that may be, then sure, use sand. If they don't tell you you have to use sand, don't use it. Because it's usually a death trap. But yeah. So Phoenix, a lot of you guys always ask about ball pythons in general. I have a lot of ball python videos coming up. I haven't released any yet, of course, but I'm going to see if I can get around to editing a video that I was already working on tomorrow, or, well, late tonight, so I can release it tomorrow. But, yeah. It is about ball pythons. Yes. And, yeah. Sorry, I keep saying that. What would be a good name for a banana ball python? Banana. I have always wanted a snake, but my mom is scared of them. Yeah, I realize a lot of parents, especially mothers for some reason, are more scared of snakes. If it's an phobia, I always just tell people, like, if it's just a straight up a phobia, like, there's not really much you can do. So I would just say, like, write it out and just kind of respect your parents' wishes and wait till you have the money to maybe move out. Or I also say, like, let your parents hang around the animal that they're scared of, because, you know, chances are is that's going to help them in the long run to kind of see that there's nothing to really be scared of. But it takes a lot. I also recommend that if they're too afraid to touch the animal right away, what you can do is you can show videos of people handling ball pythons and things like that. What are you looking at? He's looking at something here. Huh? What? But yeah, I recommend showing videos of people handling ball pythons and corn snakes and things like that. Oh, Blossom. Blossom was an old mouse that I used to have. I mean, she wasn't old, but she was a mouse that I used to have. So what happened with her is I have one video explaining this. I think it's called, like, Where Have I Been or something. So basically, when I got her, I was trying to get her sisters, because female mice are not supposed to live alone. So I was trying to get her sisters, and it turns out that all the mice I had gotten they had some kind of sickness that got her sick eventually. And basically every single mouse I was getting was, like, sick the moment I brought them home, basically. And it just turned into one big, huge, fast, like, epidemic. So unfortunately, she was the only one that was not sick, and if I had not introduced new mice into the mix, she would have lived a lot longer. And I partly blame myself, but I mostly blame the place that I got it from, because apparently whatever they were doing with their mice was making them sick instantly. Or maybe the vendors they were getting them from were making the mice sick. I don't really know. But yeah, I don't really have an option. Like, I don't have any options to get mice and rats from breeders. So, you know, I stopped buying mice from there because I didn't really know what to do from there. Phoenix is so cute. Yes, he is. He's super cute. But yeah, that's the story with Blossom. She was a wonderful little mouse I had. She was so cute and so sweet, and it was sad because I was, like, bonding with her so quick, and she was such a sweet mouse. Like, no signs of aggression or anything, just very curious and very sweet. But I think that I really got lucky with Brownie, because Brownie ended up just living his entire life that a mouse can live. He lived for 2 years. But I was just really lucky with that. You know, the illness that he ended up getting was respiratory infection. But luckily, respiratory infection, it doesn't kill any animal instantly. If it's being treated, it slowly kind of weakens the immune system and things like that. But yeah, I had Brownie for a while. Unfortunately, a good portion of his life he was off and on with respiratory infection, off on, off on. And I was having to treat him basically the rest of his life. But, I just, at some point, I knew that he wasn't going to get better, and I couldn't keep him on medication his whole life. So he did live a full life, though, at least. I only have 6 animals. I want a lot. I got my rats from a friend. Her rats had babies. It's good to want pets, but I would say that it's probably not a wise decision to want them a lot. I know that, including myself, maybe a lot of pet channels give you the wrong idea that you should be getting lots of pets all the time and be showing them off. But in my opinion, even if I had like a really big house or something like that, I would really try my hardest to not get every single pet that I like. And the only time it is okay to get several pets at once is when you don't have any other job other than taking care of those pets. Like if you have a job where you can be at home and you don't need to go places or something like that, then that's fine. But if you're the type of person that travels a lot, has school a lot, has work a lot, then I don't recommend getting a lot of pets, because there are no way you're going to be able to take care of 30, 40 something pets when you have to be out of the house so often. So yeah, if you end up having a job where you can be at home all the time, or you go to school like maybe at home, then it's okay. But otherwise, I don't recommend it. Also, can you feed ball pythons anything besides rats? No. You have to feed them mice, depending on if they're, baby ball pythons, or rats. There is nothing in between. That is what they eat in the wild. There are lots of mice and rats in the wild for them to choose from, so they don't ever have to worry about not eating. But yeah. And also, ball pythons probably aren't finicky in the wild when it comes to eating. It's just that when you put an animal in captivity, rules change, things change, because they're not in their natural habitat. I got a dwarf gourami. He's cute. Oh, I like gouramis. They're very cute. I only have a gerbil and 2 rats. I want some more pets, but I know that I don't have enough space and time. Yeah, if you don't have enough space and time, definitely recommend just maximizing your space the best you can. Like maximize whatever space you can and get whatever pet you can while it's still being happily, like it can live pretty happily with you. But when I first started, I think it was 2015 or something, when 2014, 2015, I started taking care of pets for the first time. And I overwhelmed myself. I was working a full-time job and at the same time trying to take care of all these pets. And it was just a mess. I never ever had time to ever hang out with the pets. Like, none of the pets got handled because I didn't have time to handle them. I was basically at that job every day. And then when I was home, I was trying to take care of them, like giving them the minimum requirements, as in like cleaning them the most that I could, and then making sure they're well fed and they have water. Like, that's all I had time for. I did not have time to actually hang out with the animals, so I kind of felt like, what's the purpose of this? But eventually I just died back on, like, I went back, like, if I wanted to, I could get another pet and hoard it and put it in the wrong conditions. Sure, but I don't want to do that, and, it's not fair to the animal, so. I'm playing with my rat now named Phoebe. Oh, I like the name Phoebe. That's cute. But yeah, you guys, just get as many pets as you can actually, like, realistically take care of. It's not good to get a bunch of pets just to hoard them, or just to show them off or something like that, because these creatures don't know where they are. It's unfair to use them just to show them off and stuff like that. When I made this channel, um, I really just thought, like, you know, I don't like working in regular jobs. Who does? And I kind of thought to myself, like, I would like to show people what I know and what I'm currently learning. And I really did think that it would be helpful to some people if they just saw how I took care of my animals and the things that I currently am learning. You guys have to realize that I'm not some whiz, okay? Like, I don't know everything. I tell you guys what I am currently learning, what's currently working for me, and I learn something new all the time. You know, it's not like, and it also took a few years for me to learn what I even know now. So, you know, you're always going to make mistakes when it comes to anything new, but when you're taking care of animals, you're definitely going to make mistakes. So don't be too hard on yourself. I usually am myself, but you just kind of learn over time that you make mistakes. And just when you have learned everything, you'll still make a big mistake that you shouldn't have made every now and then too. So what time is it? It is 7:21. So usually we do a live stream 7 p.m. every Tuesday, and I usually have an animal with me. It's something new. It's a new feature that I've come up with, but basically the whole series is just going to be about me doing a regular typical live stream with you guys, just for an hour every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm always going to have like a little pet with me, just whatever pet I feel like it, and we'll just talk about random stuff. World of Reptiles, 10 years into keeping and I still make mistakes. Exactly. You're always going to make mistakes, even if you've learned a lot. So just, you know, keep that in mind. Even when you've learned a lot, it's not going to be easy. Okay, because it's 4:22, 3 hours before you. Awesome. But yeah, you guys, just never be too hard on yourself. Right? But I have a lot of stories that I haven't really shared that I probably should be making videos on, but sorry you guys, let me put all my volume down here. But I have a lot of stories that I haven't actually shared on YouTube that I probably should, because there's some cool stories, to be honest. But like that Euromastix lizard was not the first lizard, not the first animal that I ever saved at a pet shop. There were a lot of like neglected animals that came into that old pet shop that I used to work at that I eventually rehabilitated at the shop. So let me know if you guys are interested in that, if you're interested in hearing my little inspiring stories. What do you record with? Just my Galaxy S7. That's my phone. I'm recording currently with that, and I'm using my, not my front facing, but my back facing camera, because it's a little bit better that way. It's more high quality that way. So that's why I'm looking at comments this time on a different phone. So currently just trying to work that out. Right now, because I'm in Australia and it's 10:23 a.m. Girl! I have 2 female wabbits. I love them so much. So I want you guys to let me know if you know what YouNow is. That's an app that I am signed up with. It is a streaming platform that it's been used for years. And let me know if you guys think I should do a bonus stream. So what's great about bonus streams is sometimes I kind of do little things that I don't normally do here on YouTube. Like we can listen to music. That's something that I don't get to do on YouTube because of copyright issues. Okay? But you can listen to as much music as you want. In fact, it's a huge thing. YouNow actually encourages you to listen to music while talking to your audience. So I think that's pretty awesome. But sometimes I do animal tours when I'm doing YouNow, so that's pretty cool. Another cool thing on YouNow is you can guest people. So basically what this means is like you can talk to your fans through really like through video. It's pretty cool. But let me know if you guys think I should do a bonus stream after this. My rat just jumped on the phone. Oh no, that's not good. You gotta jump on the phone for this? I guarantee you your rat could beat my little shrimp up here though. Yes, you can. So the reason why I don't really make rap videos is because I really just feel strange. I want to make a full-on video about this, but I feel strange making a video about rats care, mouse care, all that stuff, when I don't really have them anymore. I don't know if that's normal. I might be willing to make more rat videos, even if I don't have my rats with me. But I need to know if you guys are okay with that, because I don't know if you guys want to see rat videos while showing my rats, or if you want me to still, you know, like you want me to have them to talk about it. I don't know. That's my neighbors. Get it. Do you want mine? They're all on my head, all 4 rats. Aww. That's cute. But yeah, I definitely am thinking about making rat videos. I'm not sure if I should when I don't have any anymore. So let me know if you guys kind of think it's okay to make rat videos even though I don't have any anymore. I could be one of those people who just like gets a new animal as soon as it dies, okay? But I'm not like that, okay? I'm not like, oh, get another animal even though that specific type of animal just died. No. Like, no. That's not something that is healthy. If you're seeing people who have, for instance, a ball python, and they get a new ball python the next week, okay, that's not good. And I am guilty of doing that. I did it for a different reason, kind of. I used to feel like, oh, I don't feel complete without that certain type of animal. I used to get hamsters, a bunch of hamsters. Eventually, I stopped getting hamsters because I knew I could not. Number one, I didn't have the right area for them. Like, in my opinion, I really couldn't take care of them, like, because of their requirements. Number two, when a certain animal has died too much on me, like a specific type of, like a hamster or rats or whatever, I stopped eventually getting that animal because it's too painful and too traumatic for me. So if you're really traumatized by a certain animal passing, if you truly are traumatized, I'm not saying you won't get it again, but you will not get it the next week. You will not get it the next month, you know? It should take a few months for you to get over a certain animal's death if you really cared for them. Like Lucy, she is literally my best friend. I know that is so corny when people say that, but this cat really is my best friend. I raised her, so she's kind of like my child, but if Lucy was gone, I would not go out and get another black cat because it's not going to be the same thing. And like I said, if you're really upset about an animal dying, you're not going to go get a new one the next day. Hello, how are you, Lee? If you have 2 rats and one dies, what do you do with the other one? Would it get lonely? So this is tricky. It depends on the age of the rat. So if it's a really young rat and they recently lost a young sibling or a young other cage mate, then I would say you can try out getting a new rat. But if it's an already old rat, you really should just let them spend the rest of their days alone. And I know that sounds bad because you don't want your rat to be alone. But here's the thing, if it's a really old rat and they had a cage mate that was also really old, first of all, the process of introducing rats takes about a month or two. A correct process will take about a month or two. You can't just throw them in willy-nilly. They could have illnesses, and I know you get excited when you get a new rat, but that is not what you're supposed to do. It takes time. As far as the territory issues, illnesses, they shouldn't be next to them right away because they might have an illness, you don't know. So 2 months is good. But so there's that. The process takes a while. And then on top of that, if you have an old rat and they just recently lost an old cage mate, then they're not going to live very long, and they're going to live a very short time with you if they had just lost a cage mate that they've had for over a year. So it really depends. If they're a young cage mate, you can try it out. I definitely recommend it because they have a lot of time ahead of them and you really don't want them to be alone. But when Charlie lost Oscar, a rat that he had been with his entire life, I knew I shouldn't get another rat. I knew Charlie was going to die shortly after, and he did. He literally died 1 month apart from Oscar dying. And I knew that was going to happen, and that's why I did not want to get a new rat. I currently don't have rats, though, just wondering. No problem. But, yeah, it definitely depends. Hi. Yeah, so at least before this live stream ends, I want you guys to let me know if I should do a bonus stream on you now. I usually need like 5 to 10 minutes to prepare for the next stream, but if you guys don't know what you now is, go ahead and you can get it on the Play Store apps. You know, you can get that as an app. It's mostly designed for phones, but you can also just do it on your desktop, so whatever you got is fine. But yeah, bonus streams are awesome because we include music there. Sometimes we do tours of the animals, so it's a lot of fun. Okay, and if there is anyone in this stream that is a moderator, if you're a mod, make sure you're doing your job and taking out trolls. You don't have to do timeouts. If it's like super bad, like the comments are super offensive, just make sure you block the person out. It should be really easy if you're a mod. Okay. Are you going to show your leaf insect? I definitely can do that on my You Now stream. That's a lot easier because I do a little more different things on You Now. I've done things that you've never seen on my channel on You Now. I'm not lying. Like there's been some stories that I shared on You Now that I would never share on YouTube. Going like as far as like pet stories. So, but they're good stories. They're fun stories. But yeah, I would definitely show my leaf insect on You Now for sure. I probably will do requested animals on You Now stream. So if you guys can come to that, let me know. Again, you can just get it at your Play Store or just look up younow.com. I also have the links down below always to my You Now account, okay? Yeah, for sure. If there's someone that's just like super spamming or anything like that, like just block them out. But yeah. Let me see if I can show you guys my You Now account real quick. I believe I should have it. Let me see. I would never get an anaconda, no. Okay. So let me just see this real quick. Yeah. So the YouNow stream link for my account is in my description, and then it's also the very last link that I have there. So let me try to go on that real quick so I can show you guys my account name. Okay. So I don't know if you guys can kind of see that, but it's Pet Adventures 98. See? Pet Adventures 98. So yeah. But let me go back. My rat is white like Charlie. Aww. Are you going to get a bearded dragon in the future? I would definitely get a bearded. They're a lot easier than other types of large lizards, so definitely. Right now, I am not going to be using that space. I could use this space, I think, to take care of a bearded dragon, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be doing something different with this space. I'm not telling you guys about this yet because this project is very far ahead. But I am going to be having a project being done, and I am going to be using this space for that. And I'll start doing my live streams with that stuff in the back. You'll get to see it. Yeah, but I'm going to have a project like right here in this area going on. And, you know, in future videos and streams, I'll probably just have that project like in the back of me. You guys will see later. But, yeah. I'm on your YouNow account. Thank you. Are you going to get a bearded dragon? I already read that. I should have brought water. Now my throat is like... Yeah. Say hi. He's always the best. Like, when I try to show him to you guys, like, he's always definitely the best to bring out during any video or stream because he is definitely the easiest. Like when you guys ask for Phoenix, most of the time I'm just like, oh yeah, easy. Right here, what I'm trying to do here is I'm just trying to reach out to him if he wants to use my hand. Oh. Thank you. Someone brought water for me, so here we go. It's just magic. Anything I ask for, it just appears now. Say hi. So I know that Phoenix probably doesn't look that big to you guys. I don't know if you can tell, but he does reach at 3 feet now. A lot of you guys always ask how big he is, but it's kind of hard to show him in this frame. There he goes. But if you look at my old videos, like you can tell, like I have some old videos when I started my YouTube channel, and he was so much smaller. He was nothing. Also, let me know if you guys like this white wall better, or if you like seeing my fish. I could switch it around even now if you guys like seeing my fish more, but that's really whatever you guys kind of think. I'm really more interested in what you guys like seeing the most. I was about to say you can get your water if you want. Well, I have a friend here who's watching it for me, so I guess he heard that. Say hi. I'm not sure if this is the maximum that my snake is going to grow. He could reach a little bit longer, like a tiny bit over 3 feet if he wanted to, but I mean, I really don't know. He is so heavy these days, like, he's a lot heavier than he used to be. I like how he twists around like that. You know, a lot of people get uneasy when I do that with snakes, but it really just depends on the snake that you're handling. Like, I would never do that with a snake that I have no idea about. Like, there are certain species that are known to be a little more aggressive when it comes to snakes. For instance, like green tree pythons or things like that. I've heard that those can be a little more snappy, and I wouldn't do it with like a, probably not with like a milk snake either. I do it with ball pythons because I read their body language, and what's great about ball pythons is they are extremely, what's the word? Extremely predictable. They're very predictable. So that's why I'm not afraid to kind of kiss them. I can read their body language really well. Your favorite reptile? My favorite reptile, personally, oof, that's a good one. It's kind of always the same answer, but you guys know I'm kind of obsessed with Uromastix lizards. They're not the type of lizard that is easy to care for, and I definitely don't have any, like, I don't have the requirements met here at my house for a Uromastix, but they are definitely on, like, maybe my top 4 reptiles, and I do always mention them when people ask what is my favorite reptile. So I guess technically that is my most favorite reptile, but yeah, that's probably it. I caught your live stream for the first time. Well, welcome. Welcome, welcome. And if anybody's willing to come, of course, I may be doing a bonus You Now stream after this. Let me feel my phone. Oh my gosh. My phone is burning up. I don't even know if it's going to last that long. Let me see how much time we have. Where is the thing that usually tells me the time? No, that's not the right time at all. Hold on. It says started streaming less than 1 minute ago, but that's not, I know that's not right, so. Ugh. If rats are housed together in a pet store, would they get along being housed together, like, regularly? Rats are really good being housed together, so. I don't know, it's not really telling me. Oh, here it is. Started streaming 43 minutes ago. Okay, so we're almost done. No promises that my live stream is going to stay on very much longer, because my phone is literally on fire. So let me try to, we have a thing here, a fan. So I don't know. Let me know if there's any sounds interfering with my voice, you guys. Let me know. But I have a fan right now on my thing. Cutie Danger Noodle, yes, he is. He is very cute. Yeah. Oh, I got a little bit of lipstick on him. Hold on. Sorry. Sorry, I'm not trying to hurt you. There we go. I got it off now. I'm your biggest fan. Thank you. Sounds a bit weird. Well, that's okay. We're almost done, you guys, so I'm not sure how much my phone can take. It could be possibly because the light is on it. I don't really know. I want a snake so bad, but my mom says no. Okay, so is it all mothers that don't like snakes? Is there any dads that really hate snakes and have phobias? I guess not. Maybe guys in general just just aren't scared of snakes, and young like children maybe and teens. It's because like I think it's because a lot of a lot of mothers in their time, it wasn't normal to keep snakes as pets. So I guess it's just like something that they're not really used to. My mom doesn't like snakes either. Aww. I started watching you and I think you do good. You know a lot about the care. Oh. Okay, so I'm trying to kind of, it probably is better now, the fan. So we'll see. It took me 4 years to convince my girl to get a ball python. Aww. You're getting a Max No because Diagon was one? That's cute. He's not like a true Max No because I got him a long time ago from PetSmart. So when you oh, you okay? When you get a a reptile from, well, any kind of animal, specifically from like Petco's and PetSmarts, they don't usually have like a true morph in animals and true breeds. They're always kind of like a weird mix. But he is the closest to Max Snow that he's gonna get. So, you okay, buddy? You okay? I want a ball python. They are. They're great pets. A lot of people don't realize it, but they are. Yeah. They're so sweet. Yes, you are. I know. But I have a parakeet and 2 dagoos. Oh, I love them. Dagoos are really cute. I have had a few of you guys have told me about dagoos, like you guys keeping them. I did a little bit of research on dagoos because I was more interested in them than like chinchillas, and I heard that they're like closely related. But it turns out like they needed a lot more than what I was able to provide. So I'm like, eh. Like all the types of animals I have are animals that I know were gonna be low maintenance. Like I knew my gargoyle, my cresty, my leos. I knew all those animals didn't have large space requirements, so that's why I took them. You know, a leaf pet, a jumping spider, all those are small pets that aren't going to be very big. Fish even don't really take up a lot of space. A lot of the types of fish that I have gotten in the past are fish that aren't going to be very large. They're small tropical fish. So, do you watch Tyler Ruggie? Not really. I haven't. I think I watched him when he started or something. I don't really watch a lot of pet channels because I usually don't learn anything new from them. But yeah. You're breaking my finger here, bro. What you doing, bro? Why are you breaking my finger? I love you so much. I love you too. What do you think about... Oh, where am I? What do you think about the sales band on spider ball pythons? I wasn't really aware of it until recently, but not really sure what my views are on it just yet. I had a betta fish, but one morning he wasn't in his tank. My grandparents called PetSmart and asked about it. R.I.P. Oh. I'm guessing he jumped out. He must have jumped out. There's nothing else that could have happened. It took me a few minutes to realize just a few minutes in to realize that killifish are high jumping fish, and they're not even like betta fish where they just jump sometimes. Like, killifish are great with jumping. I think that's part of how they survive in the wild. And I remember getting a few, and it was so devastating when I found out that all of the ones I loved had jumped out of the tank. So I've learned about so much from leopard geckos from you. Well, the thing about leopard geckos is there isn't really much to learn in the first place. There's not a lot to learn, really. So I don't like taking too much credit for that. I think that it's pretty simple. Their setup is simple. Everything you need to know about them is simple. Just realize that all the things we learn about animals are not always observant. Like, sometimes I don't always just believe what I read on the internet like most people. I observe an animal and see what is true and what isn't. Sometimes you learn about an animal by simply watching their behavior and what they do. So I would always say that my care is extremely different from what other people tell you. Research is important, but the thing is research, people tell you to use research for animals in a different way. Like, they tell you to use it for the wrong reasons. Like, they say, go and do research so that you know everything there is to know about an animal. That's not really the case. Here's what you really should be researching, like using research for. You use research so that you're as prepared as you can possibly be prepared for the animal that you're bringing home. So if you research something, you can learn about what the setup is basically like and the do's and don'ts the best you can. As far as the rest of the care goes with the animal, you're going to learn things by trying things out. Okay, don't be afraid to try things that are different. Be logical, obviously, just, be logical. Like, is this going to hurt the animal? There are many times when I haven't been logical, I will admit. So, you have to try to be as logical as you can and say, oh, is this going to be harmful for the animal or isn't it? Think about your outcomes to every new thing you're trying. And, don't be afraid to think outside the box. There are things, how do you think some of these things work in the first place? People try them out first before it goes on the internet and they say, oh yeah, that's how we do it. So yeah. What made you want to do YouTube? Yeah, you really can't learn much about leopard geckos. I agree, there's not much to learn, so that's why. But I do thank you guys for watching my videos and supporting me and listening to what I have to say. Like I said, the one thing I do differently from other pet channels is I'm all about observing an animal and finding out what they want that way, instead of just like, oh, someone said that they want this on the internet. Keep in mind, people copy other people, so once just a few people say something, everyone's gonna say it, right? But someone asked, what made you want to do YouTube? So YouTube, I basically was working at PetSmart at the time, and I did not like it there at all. There were numerous reasons why I hated it, but I was working there, and basically I wanted to try to find another outcome into new living. I want to make a living for myself. And I said to myself, what do I know right now? What do I have to offer? And what I saw myself offering was what I am currently learning, what I'm going to be learning in the future, and what I have already learned with animals. Okay? That's the way I see myself. I am currently learning all the time. I make mistakes all the time. So before anyone ever tries to call me out on something I'm not doing right, keep in mind I'm always currently learning, and if something is different, that doesn't make it wrong. Okay? There are different ways of taking care of animals. It doesn't have to be one way, as long as the animal's happy, and I've been doing something for years, and it's a logical way of taking care of an animal, then I wouldn't worry about it. And you know, also, these are my pets. They're not anyone else's pets. They're my pets. So don't worry about it. Now, if I was making a video about purposely hurting an animal, that would be different. Then yeah, you need to call me out. You need to report me or something. That would be different. But I'm not, so. A rat can get depressed, so it's better in pairs, but I'm no expert. Very true. Just from observing, you can tell that rats love being with one another. They constantly cuddle, they constantly play, they also constantly fight. So a lot of people always say, like, why are my rats fighting? It's a normal thing. Rats fight, they will box, they will kick each other. It's a normal thing because they're brothers, they're sisters, you know, it's gonna happen. You fight with your brothers and sisters, it happens. But at the end of the night, they're always going to be cuddling with each other. And as long as you realize that they're not drawing any blood to each other, it's fine. There have been times when there were accidental injuries between Oscar and Charlie, but I realized that it was accidental. Either I was there to see that it was an accident and they didn't mean to do that, or the marking was obviously an accident. It wasn't a bite, it might have been an accidental scratch, that kind of thing. So, yeah. That's basically the nature. Can I give rat tips? Well, I would just say look around my channel. My channel has a lot of rat tips. I basically told you guys everything I know about rats. But just like any pet, you know, do your research so that you know how to set up an animal and so you can be prepared for them. The rest of the way when you're caring for them, it's just going to be observe what they want, testing things out, being logical. You know, at the end of the day, at the very core of everything, just want the best life for the animal that you can provide. That's all I can really ask you. Oh, and if you cannot pay for the vet, don't get an animal in the first place. Every pet I have had, since I found an exotic vet that I go to, every time I have an animal that seems like they desperately need help, I will definitely take him to the vet if I have to. I even took Charlie to the vet before I had him put down to see if I actually got him to get like a small physical exam. I wanted to make sure that there was nothing else we could do first. The vet told me no, you know, he's old, he had lived his life. But it's always good to go to the vet. So if you can't make the vet, don't get an animal. I'm telling you, just don't do it. You know? And if you're having several animals always being sick, then there's something going on. You either got to stop buying from the place that you've been buying from or adopting from, or kind of evaluate your area. It may not always be something wrong in your setup. It could be something wrong in your room. There could be scents, smells, chemicals in the air that you're not aware of. So that can also harm an animal. But yeah, just give it the best life you can and make sure you can take it to the vet. My fishies are getting fed. They're so cute. Come on, fishies. Oh, they're going for it. They're so cute. Your makeup is really pretty. You're one of the best YouTubers. Also, my question is it normal for Leos to miss their food when they eat? What do you mean by miss? Like they're not when they're striking, they're not getting it, or like they're just not hungry. It is possible that if they're not eating their food, it could be a digestion issue. So if there are digestion issues, I recommend making sure your heat mat is on. If they are having digestion issues, that's when the heat mat really comes in handy, so they can lay on that heat mat and get belly heat. So this is also an observant thing. I've noticed that when my Leos, about time for them to poop and things like that, they'll start sitting on their heat mat and trying to get heat that way from their, to their stomach. What should I be looking for when I am inspecting a ball python I want to buy in an expo? Now this sounds strange, but I wouldn't worry too much if you're buying at Repticon, because at Repticon, it's not like PetSmart or Petco. These people take a lot of time and effort in breeding all of these reptiles. They're not willy-nilly about it. It's a business to them. They take it very seriously. So when you're buying from a professional breeder, I wouldn't look too much into it. It's okay. But it also doesn't hurt to be, you can never be too safe. So if you want to do that kind of thing, you can. Just look around their skin, make sure they don't have mites, which is very unlikely if you're getting from a breeder, but make sure they don't have mites. Like I've said before, you want to check their pits right here. Let me kind of show you. You could see their pits a little bit. You can see that there's like these little holes. Those are the pits. Sometimes you'll see mites get in there and stuff like that. When it comes to respiratory infection, it's very easy to tell if they have it. You'll hear like these little wheezy sounds coming out of their mouth area. And also, if you open their mouth, if there's like bubbles around this area of their mouth, that's a sign of like bacterial infections and things like that. So. Like, he'll miss his food when he strikes. Oh yeah, that's nothing to worry about, because, just let him take his time, because my geckos, they are, especially babies, are terrible at striking. Leopard geckos are not great hunters at all. But I would not worry about that at all. No, not whatsoever. How big is their enclosure? I got my leopard geckos when I was not that experienced. They can live in a 10 gal, and they will be okay. It's not going to in any way give them health issues. So when I looked at the minimum, a lot of people told me 10 gallon, and that's why I chose it. But if you have the space, I recommend getting a 20 gal. I don't recommend getting a 10 gal. But they have been living their life okay in 10 gals, so. I wouldn't keep any number of male leopard geckos together. Like I've said repeatedly in a lot of videos, I don't keep leopard geckos together. I have one female with her own tank, one male with his own tank. It is okay, though, if you're trying to breed, obviously. So that is something I want to get into in the future. I do want to start breeding. So I will let you guys know when I start that project. I have a guinea pig cage. Is that okay? Well, yeah, they need a cage, don't they? If you have a super giant Leo, if it's like the super giants, then you could definitely get like a 30 gal, but you really don't need anything more than that. I think even for a giant leopard gecko, you don't... Oh, I didn't even know he was going off here. Where are you going? He's all wrapped up in the cord over here. Hold on, guys. He's trying to get away from me. But if you have super giants, or super giants, as there are other ones. You really don't need anything more than a 30 gal for any leopard gecko because they don't need a tremendous amount of space. They don't move. And, you know, at the end of the day, even if they're super giants, they're not actually going to be really big like a bearded dragon or anything. So nothing more than a 30 gal, I would say. Can you make an all my animals video? I've made a few quite often. I could make a few more, but I mean, sometimes I just don't feel like I need to because all my pets are the same. I don't go out and get like 10 pets every month or anything like some people. So I could make an updated video just so maybe some of my newer subscribers could see. But yeah, it's mostly the same animals. One reason my parents won't let me get rats is because they think that they will do rats smell bad? Rats are smelly, so I recommend having your own room for them or being somewhere in a hallway or something like that. I don't recommend keeping them in your room. They can be smelly. It does help if you fix your males, okay? Their urine is a lot stronger when they are unfixed. So fix your males. They are smelly, but it's not so bad if you do a cage cleaning like every 2 days. I do recommend keeping absorbent pads underneath your fleece on each level. That will help as well too, so that it absorbs it a little bit better. A lot of people always try to tell me like, oh, you don't need fleece. You do need fleece. I know that it sucks because it isn't the most absorbent thing. But if you want your rats to live healthy without respiratory infection, don't get anything else. Because I remember testing this out myself. I was running out of litter for my rats at one time. So I used some of that loose paper bedding. I used that in their litter box, and they were sneezing a lot. So I realized by then that just a little bit of this really messes up with them because they're just so prone to it. Okay. Oh, I didn't even check the time, you guys. Hold on. Let me see how long I've been live. Okay. 67 minutes. Hold on, you guys. I start watching a live stream of yours, I can't leave. Aww. I don't recommend buying any pets from Petco or PetSmart because of obviously the conditions they keep them in. You got to remember that most of these people, well actually all of those people are not professionals. It's very rare to find someone who actually likes animals working at Petco or PetSmart. People who truly have a passion for animals do things like becoming a vet or working at a rescue zoo type thing. Things that you need degrees for, basically. So the people who work at Petco or PetSmart are just regular everyday Joes. Like they don't, and they're not, the thing is it's not really their fault because they're not really required. And I can say that because I've worked at 3 different pet stores in my life. It's not required to know about animals at all to work at a pet store. So I don't really blame them, and I don't even blame management. I blame the company itself, I guess. But there are great things to go to Petco and PetSmart for. Their products are really great. They have some really good products that you can use. I just don't recommend getting any real advice from the people because, again, not their fault that they don't know anything. And I don't recommend going to, you know, Petco or PetSmart and yelling at an associate that doesn't know any better. You know, they got the job and no one told them that they were required to know anything except for working the register. you know, and things like that. So it's not their fault. Don't go yelling at them. Don't go yelling at anybody. If you have complaints, obviously you got to take that up with the actual company. You can't be yelling at people who are just trying to, you know, put food on their table, basically. But yeah, I do think though that I do think that PetSmart should really just be a store that sells pet products, not necessarily the pets though. But yeah. So I'm going to be ending this live stream. I'm going to see you guys later. So whoever came, thank you so much. I may be doing a bonus stream on You Now, so look out for that. If you need the link for that, it's in the description down below, okay? I do bonus streams on there every now and then, just to get the word out about myself, about me, about my channel, what it's about. But yeah, I really am happy that any of you guys made it, that anyone stopped by. I appreciate the support. So yeah, I'm gonna turn this off in a different way because I have the back facing camera, but we'll see you guys later. Bye. Okay, I'm gonna have him staring at you guys while I end this. Or not. Where is he? Where are you? Why can't we see him? Oh, I see him. Never mind. Bye. Ah. Or not. Hold on. Alright.